I am not a Steph Curry fan. All right, I'm just laying that on the line because everybody on this show wonders why I don't like the guy. I watched him play for Davidson. I loved him as a player, as a college player. Since he's come into the NBA, I question his attitude and his personality on the court. That's just me. All right, he's a great player. There's no question. I don't think he's a top 10 player of all time. ESPN has to stop. He's a great player, one of the greatest three-point shooter we've ever seen. There's no question that he is. But to put him as a top 10 player when there were so many greats, I think it's ridiculous.
Let me say one thing about Steph, just to give you something to think
Okay.
about why I think he will end up as a top 10 player. One, he's the best shooter the game's ever seen. There's
No question.
no question about
Mm-hmm.
that. And second, like Wilt Chamberlain and maybe like Magic Johnson, and you could again, I could probably throw in George Mike and a few other players in the history of the game. He changed the way we look at the game and how we play the game. He's been the impetus to this change, the way he developed his range. And, I don't think the 3-point shot was the weapon that it was before Steph. And I think that's what we see now. We see college players and high school players with handles and 3-point shooting because they've grown up watching Steph Curry play that way. And so I think his impact on the game, and he's helped change the way we play the game, I think puts him into that conversation.
Tim, here's my problem. Yeah, and I understand it. I think it's ruining the game. I think the 3-point shot has ruined the game. Every single team is shooting 35 threes a game. I mean, what fun is that? I mean, they're chucking up threes. Every single player. You have big men that you wouldn't even dream to shoot threes. You got Ben Simmons who couldn't hit a lick, and he's tossing up air balls. I mean, this is the problem with the NBA. I think Steph Curry is one of very few people that can shoot up a three every single time and probably hit it, okay? But now you have these young kids. They want to come into the NBA because they want to be another Steph Curry. They want to learn how to shoot the ball like Steph. It doesn't help the game. It's ruined the game because now the big man is not – there's no importance anymore of the big man. It really isn't.
Well,
they're playing everything small.
I disagree. I think the big man's still a huge role on defense. And I think that's one area the Warriors have to look at. They have to get a defensive big man this year.
But how about the big man?
What the other thing about Steph is, look at the numbers. He's one of the best finishers of all time at the rim. I mean, he gets to the rim a lot. And because of that 3-point threat. But I think
so does James Harden. What does that tell you?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go there, but I could. Here's the other part about this that I think, to give you a little hope here. I think we're slowly seeing mid-range and post-play starting to come back a little bit now. I think we're seeing teams throw the ball in the box. Even the Warriors do, but they do it not in a way to score. They throw the ball to Draymond Green at the box, and he looks to pass. So I still think there's elements there, and I think, like anything, the pendulum will swing back a little bit.
We hope.
And I think we'll see more of a DeMar DeRozan look and from certain players, and I think we'll see the value. In fact, I think, to me, the plays that drive me nuts right now in our game are when a guy penetrates and he's got a layup or an 8-footer and he kicks it out to the corner for a three. If you have a layup, take the layup. Take the points, as some people might say. But, that's the part I think we need to change. And I think if you do that, the number of 3 attempts will go down because people will start saying, well, okay, we'll take the 2. We'll get the 3 next time we come down the floor.
I will say this. The league is starting to figure out that there's too much double dribbling in the game because every single player does it. LeBron James has been the king of it. James Harden, and now everybody is doing it. I think the referees aren't watching. And then I watched in the last couple of series, I heard, how many times have we heard it being called in the Celtics series? I think we had it in one game. We saw it 5-6 times. So I think the NBA is starting to figure this out, and it doesn't make any sense how players get 3 or 4 steps before they actually call a holding or whatever the heck they call double dribbling, whatever they call it now.
The gather has changed the way they call the game.
Yeah.
So what they do is that the step, as they pick the ball up, that step you're taking is not counted as a step. And
which I don't understand.
But the ones that kill me, and I blame Allen Iverson for this, is when they dribble, stop, put their palm to the sky, hold the ball, dribble again. That's the one that's my hot button.
I miss Allen, man.